Hi folks, it's Danny at Bradley James Classics, and I'm bringing you a very nice example actually of the R56 Mini from 2008. This one is a Cooper 1.6D, meaning D for diesel, and remarkably good on fuel. And as you can probably tell from the stance of this one has actually got adjustable coilover suspension, which is new. It's got Racing Dynamic 100 plus alloy wheels, very good tyres all round. The MOT last year discussed brakes getting worn on the front, so it had discs and pads done, and actually in 2001 the cam belt water pump was done and it had a major service. So really it's pretty much about as up together as you could hope for. It's now showing 109,000 miles, and the cam belt change was done at 103, and that was done during 2021. Now the car will come with a fresh 1-year MOT from us. It will be fully valeted, and I must say it did turn up a little cleaner than what it is now. I'm afraid we haven't had great weather here in Hampshire, so I'm afraid the car's managed to get a little bit dirty, but it does clean up really nicely. Now this is what they call night fire red. Always looks good. And what they've done here is that they've color coded the arches. Usually the arches are black. Now they've color coded them red, so it does give it the sort of look of the later car. It looks really quite snazzy, I've got to say. Black roof, and it's got the Cooper stripes on the bonnet, the black door mirrors contrasting the whole car, and overall it does make it look very nice. Tinted windows, black roof, air conditioning. The Racing Dynamic alloys do set it off quite nicely being black. And now what we'll do is look around the car very closely so we can point out any imperfections that you might expect from a car from 2008 that's done 109,000 miles. Now usually the bumpers and stuff like that and the corners can get a bit of a hard life. Not so with this. The back bumper looks to be in very good order, as does the tailgate. That's just a leaf on there, and it's pretty good through the back actually. No signs of any damage there. We've got the only area I've seen, there's a little bit of lacquer peel forming up here, but that may improve on polish. Some scarring up to the alloy wheel, black alloy wheel a little, and there's the Racing Dynamics I was talking about. Arches are good through the sills, and the door all looks in good condition through to the front wing. The mirrors are all in good condition, as is the roof, and the glass not badly scratched, all looks quite nice. There's those color-coded arches, and there's through to those nearly new brakes, discs and pads on the front. Stone chips here and there, as you'd imagine, but nothing too drastic. A little bit of wear on the Mini badge, but not too bad on the front either. It sounds nice and quiet actually for one of these, bearing in mind you're listening to a diesel engine. And while we're talking about the engine, I don't know if you have owned one or have heard about them, but actually these, if you drive them sensibly, you can do 50, sometimes 60 to the gallon in these. They're absolutely remarkable on fuel, and as long as you drive it sensibly, there's no reason why you couldn't really run this car on a super tight budget. Just, it's either 20 or 30 pounds a year to tax. It's in a very low tax bracket. Just looking for any damage down here around the doors. It all looks very good. So actually, as you walk around the car, I think you'll be happy with the overall condition. It has got a sportier stance, and it has got brand new coilover suspension all round. There's quite a lot of money's been spent on it there. With the cam belt, that was done last year, and with a full service, quite a lot of money has been piled into the car, and it does have the look of a later car, bearing in mind it is an R56. I did fish out the service book, and this is where we see the stamps through here, and it's been regularly serviced, and that is the mini service schedule here. and it does have its dealer handbook with the instructions here, and there's the logbook. I'm happy to say that it does come with 2 keys. Now I'm going to sit in the car, just pull that back and turn that radio down a little, and let's talk about the specification. Okay, so for starters, there's my let's just turn that off a little bit so you can hear me a little better. Here's the huge speedo in the middle, which looks a little bit like the old classic Mini, and then these dials either side are probably supposed to replicate the old fashioned Mini. That's how you open the glove box in these, quite snazzy. Oh, and while we're at it, these are the spanners that you use to adjust the suspension. That comes in there, that's handy. Nice trim, sporty seats. They're sort of a half leather design. Can you see those? They're in good condition, the seats. 6-speed manual gearbox. Air conditioning, that works as we've checked. It's got a CD player as standard. It's starting to get a little dark outside, so I hope you can see all okay here. That's telling me I've actually got my handbrake on, so that light will go on and off with the handbrake. No warning lights. A nice sporty steering wheel. The Mini Coopers are really well appointed, actually. They've got snazzy seats in the back. They haven't got a huge boot, but people love Minis. I mean, they go really well, and they're super economical. Well, I'm going to do one walk around outside so we can have a final look at the car together. And then maybe I'll open up the boot just so you can have a little look to see what size the boot is. Obviously, they're a hatchback, and that's quite a decent sized boot there. Fear not, the cars do come fully valeted, and in the case of this one, a fresh MOT and a check over in the workshop. I mean, our own workshop is very well suited to making sure that these cars come. Sorry, a little bit dirty on the lens. Let me give it a quick clean. Sorry about this, folks. Oh dear, very unprofessional. Anyway, hopefully that should be a little better. Well, thank you very much for looking around this Mini with me. I hope that it's something which is going to be of interest to you. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with how nice a night fire red one looks like. I'm going to be taking a few photos, and if anybody would like to come and have a look at this car, they're welcome to come and take it for a test drive. We'll make sure the car is fully prepared, and you can be on your way with this lovely little Mini from 2008. Well, folks, it's Danny signing out, Bradley James Classics. Thank you.